Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I decided to make this video it just felt close to my heart because I was like Isis's 244th subscriber. So when she first posted her first video, I was really excited and I was like, wow, someone who has a different perspective, who's going to give more detailed information. I just really enjoyed her content and I loved her message. Obviously now her whole channel has taken a different direction, so we don't know what direction this channel is going to go in, but I'm making this video today to raise awareness to how horrible people can be, one, but mainly the main takeaways from this situation and what we can all take away from this situation. So without talking too much, let's get into the video.
All right, ladies, let's talk about 5 reasons why
Isis, the lady who you just saw in the video, has officially come onto the internet to tell us that she has left her family home, removed her children from her husband because he has been molesting his own flesh and blood, his own daughters, 2 years old and 4 years old. Personally, I think the death penalty is very fitting. I would prefer the guillotine as opposed to a lethal injection, but that's just my preference. When you look at her life, she has the ring, she has a massive house, a luxury car, she's able to afford designer. You would think that she has this picture-perfect trophy wife life. And now she has to deal with attempting to take her husband for everything he's worth, but at the same time, trying to send him to prison, so everything that he is worth will dwindle. And now she has to support herself and 5 kids when she just gave birth like 6 months ago. I hate myself right now. I hate myself that I can't just go about my day, act like a normal person, and move on from this story. I can't. I've spent the last 4 years of my life studying at the feet of all these hypergamy and femininity coaches. Why? Because under this patriarchal system, marriage is a means of financial security. Marriage is a means of social status and protection within society. A married woman is afforded social protections and graces and perceptions that single women are not afforded. You guys need to understand the system of patriarchy that we live under. And simply by having a ring and being a wife, you are afforded a different set of privileges that single women don't get. It's just a fact. This is the system that we live under. So was I wrong for centering men? Was I wrong for pursuing this path? Was I wrong for trying to secure my future in this way and following all these influences? And studying under Sprinkle and studying the new trophy wife and trying to become more feminine and attempting to learn femininity for the sole goal of securing a marital contract that would allow me financial security for generations to come? Of course I wasn't. I was covering my behind. So excuse me if I am beyond devastated by this story, and this story hits a little closer to home than I care to admit. Then I actually want to come out and admit. But I'm heartbroken. Like, I haven't gone out of bed today. I have not been able to get out of bed yet so far. And I hate that. I hate that I'm so emotionally attached to this person, this lifestyle, this ideology, this idea, this illusion of romance and fairy tale and a happy family. And oh my God, it's earth-shattering that this 4B movement shit is not a fucking joke. It's the real deal. That securing your physical safety and your psychological safety is going to have to take precedent over gaining financial security through a marriage contract. And it's funny because one of my first pinned videos is don't get married. And as much as I wanted to believe that marriage is not for me, deep down, the patriarchal programming is so pervasive that I was not going to let this marriage shit go. I was not going to let that fairy tale go. I was not going to let the illusion of happily ever after go. I just couldn't. I physically couldn't. But this right here, this situation just might be my final straw. It just might be the end. It just might end it all for me. It just might be the reason that I take this 4B movement and run with it to the grave. Y'all some sick motherfuckers. Everyone is looking at this situation as an opportunity to tear down hypergamous women, to tear down people's reproductive choices, to tear down her marriage choices and her relationship choices, to say, see, this is why I don't glamorize anyone's lifestyle. See, this is why you don't marry for money. See, this is why you should have looked at his character. You should have had discernment. You should have vetted him properly. Please tell me the litmus test for determining if someone is a pedophile to their own children. Let me know the survey that you fill out to find out if someone will molest their own children. Let me know, because I would like to have that in my back pocket in the dating market. The only reason all of you are looking for an explanation and reasons as to why what happened to Isis happened to her is because you want to cross your fingers and squint your eyes and pray on a wishing star that can never happen to you. So you're looking for every single explanation under the sun as to why that can never happen to you. So you're saying she didn't vet properly. She didn't use her intuition. She didn't know him long enough. She didn't have her own money. She should have done it. She should have done it. She should have done it. She should have done that. Instead of looking at the root issue and the root problem, the man was a demon, masquerading as a Christian. But no, all you ladies still want to believe in romance and love, and you want to get married someday, and you want to have boyfriends, and you want to have this intimacy, and you want to have connection with men. Just say it like it is. Say it like it is. All of you are blaming ISIS because you still want to believe in the illusion of romance. That's just what it is. That's why you guys are coming up with all these reasons. Oh, she should have done this. She should have. Very pick-me behavior. Very pick-me behavior. She was moving too fast. Blah, blah, blah. You guys disgust me. You guys just want to swear up and down, up and down. That can never be me. I would do my due diligence. I would vet properly. I would judge his character. I would use discernment. I would use my intuition. Some of you hoes have had one-night stands for much, much less. Most of you hoes have gotten in your relationships fucking for free. Most of you hoes get shacked up in your relationships when there is no money on the table and you have not received any monetary compensation. So you're just out here opening your butthole for free. That's most of you hoes. So why are you acting like, oh, she made this mistake and that mistake? You haven't even been in her position before. Like, you guys need to realize that Isis isn't stupid. She had money before her relationship and she's going to have money now. Yes, she might have 5 kids now, but she has money. She's educated. She's not stupid. She had financial resources before she met this man. What you guys are not understanding is, oh, there were red flags, there were red flags. This man is a man of the church and he's a prominent man in the church. Okay? For those, a lot of you are still in religion. A lot of you are still in religion. So you can understand that just the institution of religion makes you trust someone. Just someone saying that they follow a certain religion makes you trust someone. Because with that religion comes specific beliefs and ideologies and values that you expect them to portray. So if this man is well known within his religious organization, isn't that going to make you trust him more? You guys just love to blame the women. It's disgusting.
Thank you to this commenter for bringing this forward because it highlights a crucial point and a key thing that many people are missing. This discernment that you guys are preaching, we need to recognize that this discernment is in competition with trust. It is in competition with good faith. It is in competition with benefit of the doubt, which I know every single one of you has given to a man. Every single one of you has given to a man, and judging by your comments, it seems that you still have a bunch packed up in reserves to give to a man in the future. How do I know this? Because all you women that are saying she ignored red flags and that she should have used discernment, she should have vetted properly, she should have taken her time longer to get to know him, that is just you outing yourself to show that when you get to that point, you are going to have barrels and barrels of benefit of the doubt and trust and good faith for a man when the time comes. Because if you don't see this situation as an opportunity to redact all your trust and good faith and benefit of the doubt from every single man, then that means that that's exactly what you're going to give men the next opportunity that you're given. That's what you're going to do. That's what it means. That's what it means. It means that you just have so much good faith, so much benefit of the doubt, and so much trust ready to give to a man. But what if he abuses that? What if he abuses that? Because you are so ready to blame this woman saying she didn't look at the red flags. Which means that you think when the time comes, you're going to look at the red flags and redact your trust when you see the red flags, which means that you already have the trust ready and prepared to give. You already have your trust ready and prepared to give until you see the red flags. Because that's what you said she should have done. You said that when she saw the red flag, she should have redacted her trust. Instead of saying, wow, this man abused your trust, you're blaming her for having it in the first place. Meanwhile, you still have it. You still have it. You still have it. You still have good faith in men. You still have good faith in men. You're still giving them the benefit of the doubt. You still think this can't happen to you. But you want to blame this woman for having trust. You want to blame her for having trust, for having good faith, having the benefit of doubt. For a man who was a leader in the church. For a man who was a leader in the church. Some of you hosts sleep with men that don't even follow any kind of moral code. But you want to blame ISIS for getting with a man who's a leader of a church. Like, some of you guys are so, patriarchal. You don't even understand how patriarchal you are.
Kind of sums up the situation as it stands. It's been about 48 hours since the video dropped, and all of the drama online has just completely shocked me. I'm completely surprised by the response, because the overwhelming majority of women are using this situation as an opportunity to comfort themselves, and the fact that they are not in hypergamous relationships, that they probably are unable to pursue that as an option for them. And Exoticals United made a video about this very topic. Exoticals United made a video about how all these unambiguous women are coming onto their keyboards to be warriors, to say, see, this, you should have picked better. You should have picked better. Why didn't you pick better? You should have seen the red flags. Blah, blah, blah. You should have vetted better. You should have seen the signs. This is engaging in this heavy victim blaming. And it's just, they're even blaming Shira. They are even blaming Shira, saying, why did you listen to her? See, these coaches are dangerous. See, these coaches don't know what they're talking about. See, this rhetoric is dangerous. So what's your alternative then? What is your alternative? What is your alternative? See, this is why you need to have your own education. This is why you need to have your own job. This is why you need to have a career. This is not about that, okay? And this is what I want all of you ladies to understand, okay? This situation is not about marrying rich. It's not about marrying a guy for the wrong reasons. It's not about vetting, and it's not about picking better, okay? This situation highlights a fundamental flaw that is the institution of marriage. It highlights the fundamental corruption that exists in every corner of the institution of marriage that has existed for centuries. That is the problem here. That is the cancer here. That is the issue here. Okay? Because, yes, people say, oh, there were red flags and she should have seen them and she shouldn't have gotten married so quick and it was only a month and she was after the wrong thing. Please let me know the red flags for a PDF file that molests on children. Let me know the red flags for a PDF file that molests on children. Because if you know, then why are you not posting about it, warning women? Why are you not posting about it, warning other women to protect their children? No, instead, you want to point the finger at Shira 7 and femininity coaches like Isis to say, you're leading girls astray. You're leading girls astray. Just to make you feel better about your own 50-50 relationships. Because that's really what it is. That's really what it is. You see women online getting spoiled and you can't stand it. So now something bad happens to one of them. And you all want to gang up on her to say, this is your fault, this is your fault. The solution here is not discernment. That is not the solution. Discernment is not the solution. Vetting is not the solution. Getting to know someone longer is not the solution. Being a better judge of character is not the solution. Going 50-50 is not the solution. Marrying in your same tax bracket is not the solution. These are not the solutions here. And if you think that those are the culprits of the outcome of this situation, then you are part of the problem. And you have not done enough studying. You have not done enough studying. You have not studied enough. Because like I said in that TikTok video, I've been studying for years. I've been studying because what do? I listen. I listen. Because everyone else's advice seems to be use your own mind. Stop being a follower. Stop following all these coaches. Use your own mind. Do what works for you. So what are you doing that's working so well for you? What are you doing that is working so well for you that is such a better alternative? Because you don't have a platform. You don't make content. You don't guide people. You don't give advice. So if your only advice is to do what works for you and use your own mind, then what are you doing that is working so well for you? Didn't think so. Because my approach, this is my approach. I listen and I learn from both sides, whether it's the Republicans or the Democrats, whether it's the men or the women. Whoever has an ideology to teach, I will listen intently, with detail, with thorough detail. And I will study. And then I will come to a conclusion. Only then I will come to a conclusion. I don't watch one video of one person and say, oh, her advice is nah, 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 and be like, oh, I don't like her vibe. I'm not going to listen to her. No, I don't do that. You're talking to a person who went to a Trump rally when she was 16 years old. I had no business being at a Trump rally, but why did I go? To see what the heck that man was finna say. What the heck this man got to say? I need to know so I can come to my own conclusion instead of listening to other people say, oh, he's about this and he's about that. You guys don't listen. You guys don't listen, and then you think you're not making an informed opinion. You don't know anything. You haven't studied anything. You haven't read any books. You have not analyzed any philosophies or ideologies. You have no clue what to think. And you think, oh, I'm just going to use my own mind. I'm just going to use my own mind. I'm not a follower. I'm just going to do what works for me. You don't even know what works for you. Are you in the field testing shit? Are you in the field testing shit? Obviously, you're not testing shit because you probably have a job that you're at from 8 hours a day and then you cook and go to sleep. So why wouldn't you learn from other people that are in the field testing shit? Or that have been through some shit. Or that have lived to tell the tale through some shit. Why would you not listen to those people? You bitches don't listen. And that's my name. That's my first name. So that's what I do for a living. And it's serving me very, very well. Very, very well. Because I don't have an idiotic opinion to spew like some of you hosts. And I know I sound very emotionally charged and angry, but now I see why Princella's so angry. Now I see why Princella's so angry all the time. Because you hosts don't binge watch her videos. You don't watch her videos. I spent about 4 months in the spring of 2024 watching all her videos. I didn't get through all of them, and I would like to. I'm making a point to continue to go through her videos. I've made that a point because I understand I need the knowledge that I cannot get from myself. Like, why is that so difficult to comprehend? And you guys are saying, oh, you shouldn't listen to Shira. You should have your own opinions. What do you know? What do you know? What do you guys know? What do you guys know? Clearly nothing if you're blaming this woman for what happened to her. You're blaming this woman for what happened to her. You don't know anything. You don't know anything. You know nothing. Everyone is saying to Sky Jackson, oh, she should have chose better. She should have chose better. She ruined her life, blah, blah, blah. Why'd she go get pregnant? Why didn't she get married? Why didn't she get married? Why didn't she get married? So when Isis actually does it right and gets married, you bitches still have something to say. And that is the issue. That is the issue. When it's Sky Jackson, when it's Halle Bailey, it's marry before you carry. Get a ring, get a ring. And when you have the ring and the ring blows up in your face, it's, oh, you should have chose better, you should have chose better, you should have chose better, you didn't vet. Tell me your vetting process. Tell me this magical discernment and this magical intuition that you guys have. Let me know all the hours of experimentation that you're putting in to filter through these men. Because half of you hoes are not even including money in your vetting process. So why would I even listen to you from jump? Why would I even listen to you from out the gate? Why would I listen to anything you have to say? Money isn't even included in your vetting process. Yet you want us to accept your opinion. Oh, you should have chose better. Oh, you should have chose better. This is not about choosing better, guys. This is not about choosing better. And this is what I want everyone to understand. This is what I want everyone to understand. This is not about choosing better. This is about the cancerous institution that is marriage and the lie that we've been sold as little girls that romance and happily ever after is the end all be all and is our pathway to self-actualization as women. Why? Why is romance a lie? Why is romance a lie? And this is the other side of this. These degenerative, destructive, dangerous, and malignant qualities that are present within men are not being discussed, they're not being taught about, and they are not being brought to our awareness. So you can say you should have chose better, you should have seen the signs, red flag, you ignored red flags until you're blue in the face. But if you guys had been in the same situations, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't know a red flag if it hit you in the windshield of your car. Because we are not studying the nature of men. And this is what Princella teaches, guys. You're not listening, you're not learning, you're not studying. You're not studying. So I am glad that I spent all those months studying at the feet of the hypergamy coaches. Because it is a philosophy and an ideology that gets you to the next stage. It's a stepping stone. It is a transitionary period, an ideology and frame of mind that can get you to the next stage of evolving beyond the need for marriage, evolving beyond the need to engage in a romantic relationship. Because the first step is to say, I'm not going to be in one without the financial and monetary privileges and benefits. But that is only a transitionary ideology and mindset. So you can then pivot to, actually, I can evolve outside of it completely. And Isis had to learn the hard way, which I didn't have to learn the hard way. I didn't have to learn about 50-50 the hard way because of Shira 7. I didn't have to learn about 50-50 the hard way and have kids by someone who doesn't pay the bills, like a lot of you women have. A lot of you women have kids by someone who doesn't even pay the bills. I didn't have to learn that the hard way because of Shira 7. So I am grateful. I'm thankful. However, now that Isis is in this situation to where she's been forced to transition, to exist beyond the illusion of romance. Now I and so many other women don't have to learn the hard way. We don't have to learn the hard way what Princella teaches, that these men are predators. They are dangerous. They are sick in the head. And being in a relationship with them will cause you suffering. You will not receive the love and support that you desire and crave. Because romance is a lie and marriage is a business. Marriage was never about love. 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 So I'm grateful for Shira 7. I'm grateful for Isis. I'm grateful for Princella. I'm grateful for Birkin Coco. I'm grateful for Kennedy Jazz. I'm grateful for the Wizard Liz. Who else? So many women online helped me boost my confidence. And I listened with intention and I listened with my full attention. Because these things need to be assessed. You guys are not doing an assessment. You are still out here in these streets naively thinking that marriage isn't a business, marriage is about love. Yeah, you can manifest whatever you want. You can manifest whatever you want. Someone commented that under my video. And I just said, look, girl, you sound like you've never read any books. You sound like you haven't done any studying, so you can't have this conversation with me. Because I've done the work. Because if you did the work, you would know that 50-50 is paying a man to have sex with you. Why would you give a man money to have sex with you? You would know that if you had studied, but you didn't. So now you're under my video saying that I am bitter and wounded because I don't believe that love exists, and that you are going to have a fairy tale someday, even though she looked about like close to 40, which has nothing to do with it. But you would think that by that age she would have her priorities in order. I'm 25. That's why I'm studying. So I don't get to that age to think marriage is about love, romance is real. This is why I study. This is why I listen. This is why I study. To learn from others and the paths that they have walked and the roads that they have trodden, so I may know better, so that I may be wiser. And all of you hoes in the comments saying, this is a cautionary tale, should have chose better, vet. Why don't you take your ass to the vet? Because you clearly have some brain rot rabies. If you think that this is her fault, if you think that this is Shira's fault, if you think that this is hypergamy's fault, if you think that a 50-50 relationship could have protected her from this situation. All you hoes saying that in the comment section are just showing that you don't study. Oh, I'm going to do what works for me. I'm just going to think for myself. And how is that working out for you? How is that working out for you? How is that working out for you? How is that going? Because what you women should be saying is, this is a situation that solidifies my decision to opt out completely. Because when I say it's sprinkle or 4B movement, there is no in between. I mean exactly that. And then some people want to come in the comments, oh, there are other options. No. You know how I know? Studying. I mean, there actually are other options if you want to be in a threesome. If you want to be in a threesome, if you want to be in a polyamorous relationship, I mean, all kinds of alternative lifestyles like that. Yeah, completely, there are other options. Completely. But if we are talking about a heterosexual monogamous relationship, if that is what we are discussing, heterosexual monogamy, then it's sprinkle or 4B. There is no in between. I have studied the pros, the cons. I have weighed the differences, the benefits, the risks. And that is the final conclusion. Now, this situation is a point of diversion. You may choose your path from here, knowing the facts of the situation and knowing the details. That choice is up to you. But for you ladies to come out and act like there are so many other options, she could have done so different. She could have done something so different. She could have had a drastically different life. That's just naive and foolish. That's naive and foolish. And you're just showing how much you don't read, showing how much you don't listen, showing how much you don't study. I mean, I don't blame you. You guys clock in for 8 hours a day and then cook and go to sleep. You don't really do much outside of that. So I wouldn't be shocked that you don't study. But I do. And I've boiled it down to those choices because I've been studying the people that actually know what they're talking about. Meanwhile, all the examples you guys are looking to are, the people in your life, this person has a great marriage and this person has a great 50-50 marriage and this person has a great marriage and they have a happy union and they have a happy union. You don't know. Isn't that what you guys said in the comments? Don't glamorize people's relationships because you never know what's going on. Don't glamorize other people's relationships. Is that not what you're doing by saying, I know so many happy marriages in my sphere of influence, in my immediate social circle? Are you not doing the same thing that you're coming on the comments to tell people not to do? You're using these anecdotal examples to justify why you are going to be different instead of actually studying, understanding the risk factors, understanding the danger zones, gaining some self-esteem, having higher standards, studying under the people who know what they're talking about. But it's live your own life. Don't follow under these people. Live your own life. It's live your own life. Use your own mind. Do what works for you. Ladies, the fairy tale you're looking for does not exist. The fairy tale you're looking for does not exist. The happily ever after you're looking for does not exist. So why don't you come in the comments and comment that? Come in the comments and comment that, warning the younger generation to maintain a state of singlehood. Instead to come in here and be like, shoulda chose better, shoulda chose better. Should have seen the signs. Should have seen the signs. In fact, there's a great comment. I'm going to include it. This comment says, the lesson really is the 4B. All men show red flags. If women leave the first time we saw a red flag, there wouldn't be any marriages, families, people wouldn't exist. Women constantly forgive, which is why we're here and are alive. When she said that, I thought, I'm so glad someone gets it. I'm so glad someone gets it. Someone has been doing the due diligence. Someone has been reading up, studying up. Someone has been seeking wisdom. All these women in the comments that are like, vet till you blue in the face. All these women are acting like you are going to one day magically meet a man who is going to be only green flags. Who is going to be only green flags. And there will be no red flags. And that you can just skip off into the sunset and jump off the waterfall made of gumdrops and rainbows. Meanwhile, these are the same women who have all had children in 50-50 relationships. And Exoticals United made a video about this, and I was like, oh no, people aren't shaming her. People aren't shaming her. I made a TikTok video about this, and that's what people are doing. People are shaming her in the comments, up and down and left and right. And I'm like, how do you blame the victim of such a horrendous crime? You guys are focused on the wrong thing here. You're focused on the wrong thing here. Oh, she made poor choices. She made poor choices. Because they don't want to accept the reality. Because accepting the reality means abdicating the fairy tale. Accepting the reality means abdicating the fairy tale. Even though all these women are saying she should have had a career, she should have had her money, she should have something. I told them in the comments, I said, I'm glad you're choosing a single life. They said, why would you think I'm single? Why would you think I want to be single? Clearly, if what you're taking away from this situation is that you should have your own money, then why would you engage in any kind of romantic relationship? Any heterosexual monogamous relationship? What does that do for you? What does that do? What does that give you? How does that benefit you? What are the benefits? What are the benefits? If your takeaway from this situation is have your own job, have your own money, even though she was pregnant half the time, she was pregnant the entire time. So why are you... And they say, oh, I'm not single. Why would you think I'm single? Why would you think I'm single? Well, you should be. You should be. 4B. You should be 4B. Because if you cannot sprinkle, it's time to rethink all. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, personally for me, I had definitely pedestalized and idolized hypergamous relationships, not from content creators, but from reality TV, which people do all the time. It's reality TV. Reality TV has been around for decades. For decades. So I had 100% binge Selling Sunset and thought, oh my gosh, these hypergamous relationships are such a dream. I'm going to emulate that exact. I'm going to do whatever they're doing. I'm going to do that. Only for 2024 to roll around, and those marriages have ended in flames. Both less than 10 years. Both, there were children that resulted from the marriages. And I was just completely devastated. I was completely devastated by the fact that overnight their lifestyle had completely shrunk and dwindled to a drastic difference from previously. So I thought, wow, like having your own career is so important, because at any day, even if you're a stay-at-home mom, at any day you can just be forced back into the workforce. You can be forced back into the workforce. And so I was like, oh my gosh, you know, this is not a joke. Like, even if you get divorced, you're still at risk. It's just a risk. Being a stay-at-home mom is a risk. Leaving work to be a stay-at-home mom is a risk. Taking off time so you can raise your kids is a risk. This is all risk. Risk. So I had seen all the risk factors in marriage from that financial standpoint. And so I had made it a point to myself to... So I'd made a point to myself to build my career, sustain my career, maintain my career, really pump everything I could into my career and just lay a framework that would, you know, set me up for me and my potential future children. Just make sure that I have a good trajectory and upward mobility and lots of career progression, and just really map that out. So that's what I spent most of 2024 doing. But I still believed, even though I was prepared for divorce, I was really preparing for divorce. That's what I was doing through all of this studying and through all of this preparation. I was preparing for divorce because I said, okay, that's fine. You marry well, you have a lifestyle, you raise your kids at home, it's fine. But in the event of divorce, you know, let me prep for that. Let me prepare. Any smart, forward-thinking woman would do so. Right? Prepare. Right? So, like, okay, this is fantastic insurance policy. You know, I will always be able to jump in and out of the workforce. You know, I'll have solid career trajectory. I'll be able to afford daycare should it come to that. You know, I'll be fine. Only for this situation to come out and to literally wake everyone the fuck up. To wake everyone up. Because prior till now, I knew that yes, in the institution of marriage, there is a risk of divorce, but I have an escape plan. I have a prenup plan. I have an exit plan. I'm going to be good. Only to find out that the actual institution of marriage itself is the risk. Physically, psychologically, and financially. And you hear about these isolated cases of people being unalived by their husband, the entire families being unalived by their husband, people being beaten, people being cheated on. And it's like, okay, you think, okay, if those things happen, if I get beaten on, if I get cheated on, then I'll leave. And you have this secure, cushy escape plan, this exit plan, your divorce plan. You have money set aside just in case you need a lawyer, just in case you need to move. Like, it's fine. You have this great insurance policy. Only to become aware of the evil that is the institution itself. The institution itself is malignant. The institution itself is predatory. And the institution itself is an oppressive force that acts as this kind of cage. See, I wish Exoticals United would talk more about her marriage, because I feel like she has so many gems to share, but maybe she doesn't want to relive it, or maybe she just doesn't want to like go through that again, like out herself or share the gruesome details. I mean, she has like a little bit in previous videos, but I wish she would talk about it more, because even she said in a video that there is such a thing as marriage culture. That within marriage culture, you and all your other married friends will hang out and you'll complain, and then they'll say, oh, don't worry about that, you're married now. Oh, you just have to deal with it, you're married now. Oh, that's just something you have to deal with, you're married now. I even said in the video that under the institution of marriage, you receive all these social benefits. You receive all these social perceptions. You receive all these social protections that single women are not afforded. The societal pressure alone and the threat, not even the experience, the threat, being completely socially ostracized is enough to keep people tethered. This is why, like, my blood starts to boil when people are saying, oh, she only posted that video to expose her kids. She only posted that video to get views. She only posted that video so she can get money from views. This is why that's so disgusting. Because do you understand that this woman probably had such a level of lifestyle where she was respected in her community? She had social status within her community. Her husband ran businesses. All the employees of the businesses looked up to her and pedestalized her and revered her and honored her. The fact that she's able to risk public humiliation on top of her already social ostracization within her immediate social circle, that just shows you that this woman is so brave. She's so bold. She's so brave. Because you hoes are ruthless. You hoes are nasty and disgusting, and you're ruthless, and you're malignant, and you're cancerous, and you're parasitic, and you're grotesque. You guys disgust me. After everything this woman has been through, to blame her and shame her, to say, oh, she's doing this for views. You guys are disgusting. You guys are disgusting. You disgust me. Meanwhile, you guys are in 50-50 relationships. Like, please be so real. Be so real. Be so real. Be so real. This video went on a little bit longer than I had expected. However, I'm so glad that we are having discourse around this topic so we can raise awareness to the PDF files that actually might be out in the world, and so we can be vigilant as women. But just in summary, the takeaway from the situation is not to vet until you're blue in the face, and to keep your eyes peeled and sleep with one eye open, to be aware of all the red flags. That's not the takeaway here. The takeaway here is to protect yourself from the potential risk factors. If you're open to taking these risks, go ahead, take your chances. But I would advise every woman to spend at least 6 months studying Princella's videos. Go and watch her live videos under her lives. It's called the High Powered Podcast. Go and study what she teaches to make yourself aware, so that you can be aware of the risk factors that are entering into a romantic heterosexual monogamous relationship. Thank you for tuning into this video. I'm really grateful for everyone that's come out in support of Isis, to commend her for her bravery. And I just pray that she has a great lawyer, she has a great support system, a great community behind her, so that, you know, she can get through this situation, protect her kids, move on with her life, live a great life, and just move on from the situation. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.